Hey guys, what's going on? It is Wednesday, August 14th. Glenn and Travis are on a plane right now on the way to Australia, so you get stuck with me. Sorry. Today we did our snatch complex, which is a snatch high pull with a low hang snatch into 2 overhead squats. Here you see the Caleb Whitby showing excellent depth on that squat. This is a complex that's, hit or miss whether people like it or not. There's really nobody that's kind of middle of the road. Either some people really love it, other people like myself absolutely hate it. I don't like this complex at all. I get why we do it, and it works very well. It doesn't mean I have to like it. Caleb, though, is very good at this complex. Anything that involves him kind of doing like a pull before he does a snatch, for some reason he's just able to keep that bar a lot closer. I don't know if it's just like a mental thing or it kind of reminds him to keep the bar close, but anything he does where there's a pull involved and then a snatch following, that bar is real close, and he does really good with in terms of keeping his form. Here we have Mike, the world's tallest midget. He's another one that's really kind of good at this complex, but he keeps the bar close anyway, so it doesn't really affect him one way or another. He also only has to squat like 6 inches, so it makes it kind of easy for him to do those overhead squats at the end. Here you see Sean, our new super. He's a strong dude. I mean, there's nothing really else to say about that. He's the only person I see that he can catch his snatches with bent elbows and then press them on. I mean, Donnie's the only other person I've seen that do that with, weights near his max. So, I mean, he does, and his jerk is just absolutely solid. Pulling strength's a little low, like he even admits that, but he can squat and press and anything like that. So he's going to be, once he gets his pulling strength up there, he'll be really good. And then you see, completely opposite of Mike, we got Dean and Ryan, who are just nothing but legs and arms, very long in general, long torso and everything like that. And they both move really well. Ryan, I don't think he has a solid mass in any of his joints. I think it's all just, gum and rubber. And then we see James with his ever-morphing facial hair. I think right now, this is old, but I think right now he's just has a mustache. I don't think that little, side handlebar thing's going on anymore. I think he just has the mustache with a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow going. It's kind of a Tom Sroka looking thing going on there. There's Mike again, just being ridiculous. He's got really short legs, like I said. It makes this kind of thing easy. He's got a lot of muscle on him, too. That helps from time to time. You see what I mean about Caleb is he goes down and bar just stays close, as opposed to like sometimes he gets in the habit of looping it and everything like that. When he does these complexes, that just doesn't happen as much. And maybe he'll do it every once in a blue moon, but other than that, and there's Gumby. But I'll tell you what, man, he did the Smolov program, and then straight from the Smolov program, he went into doing like maxing his front squat every training session, and he has gotten like his strength has gone through the roof. Like he's trying to put on weight, move up weight classes or whatever, and once his strength gets up to where it should be, he's gonna be a scary dude to watch because he gets under the bar so well. And then Dean, I think Dean's just his goal is to be the tallest 94, giving Ian Wilson a run for his money. I think we weighed in the other day, and Dean weighs like 90 kilos maybe. See, I was talking about with Sean with like pressing his lifts. I mean, that's only 127, which is close to his max. I think his best is he snatched 140 since he's been here. But I mean, like, other than Donnie, he's the only other person I've seen that can press out weights that are close to his max. And then here we have 5-time running Chuck Norris World Championship impersonator Tim Rawlings, sporting a sweet Harley Davidson tank. He has a plethora of those. That's right, a plethora. There's his little hop. I'm sorry, you have to watch this. This is me and my wife beater mode. I hadn't done laundry in a while. My wife's out of town, so I don't like doing laundry. So I had to resort to wearing wife beaters. I got like 5 or 6 of them. So next couple of training videos, I think that's all I'm gonna be wearing. Like I said, I don't like that complex, so it is what it is. And Trevor, I don't know why Trevor's wearing long underwear today. It was really freaking hot in the gym, and he's got long underwear on under his shorts. I don't know what the purpose of that was. And there's Matt. who's making a lot of improvements. Matt's biggest issue, James and I and Travis, we've all said something to him at one point. I think Mike's even said something to him too. Matt's big issue is when he gets set up for like his finishing pull in that position, that pen leg position 1, his hips aren't always set behind his ankles. They're kind of forward. His knees are out over his toes. So the only place he has to push is off his toes and push forward. So he just doesn't get his hips set in the right position, and that bar kind of like swings way out in front of him. I had that issue for the longest time. So that's why I'm trying to help him now, so he doesn't have the painful process, or doesn't have to go through the painful process like I did. And then after we did this complex, we did semi-heavy cleans off the blocks in the morning, and then for this, or afterwards, we did clean pulls. They're supposed to be 3 sets of 5. You finish up at the top, and you're supposed to be slow on the way down. Some of us didn't go as slow as we probably should have, but it is what it is. But it was 3 sets of 5 on those, and then after you were done with your pulls, we did doubles on the jerk, either from the rack or the blocks, something like that, or the jerk blocks, or from the rack. Some of us did from the rack, and then you did about 5 doubles or so at like 80%. Here's Tim with a really nice 125. Looked really good on that one. So he does this little hop. It's kind of funny when he does that. And it's really, I mean, we were supposed to only do like I think 3 work sets here. Glenn didn't really want us maxing out, but we're all like in a row, as you can see, in terms of platforms. And we have the girls, like there's Caleb, James, then there's the girls platform, and then there's Ryan and Dean, and then me and Sean, and then Trevor and Tim. And you all look down at the others, see what the others do, and they're like, okay. And then somebody will do like 1 kilo more or 2 kilos more, just whatever to show them up. I was just doing 130 because Glenn told me if I did 125 again, he was going to get mad at me and possibly threaten me with bodily harm. So I just did more than I was supposed to. I am not good at overhead squats. I don't know why. I can do them normally, but like you throw them in a complex or something, and it's just not fun. So yeah, there was 130. And it's ugliness. And then, like I said, right after I did this, Trevor walked over. Well, he does his 125 first, and I'm sitting down, not minding my own business, and he puts on 131 to go 1 kilo better. He said it was to do better than he did last time. I don't think that was the case. I don't care what he says. But yeah, some people like Matt followed the rules and just did 3 work sets at the same weight. There's a little better in terms of sitting back, but still could work on that a little bit more. Always winces after he finishes a lift, whether it was a good lift or he misses it. It makes the same face every time. There's Becca. I'll tell you what, Becca's squat has been going through the roof lately. I think since she's been here, there's only been maybe 2 or 3 weeks, not including our taper for nationals, that she's PR'd her squat in some facet or another. And this was a PR set for me. Like I said, I've been trying. I'm not a fan of this complex. I've tried doing 37, maybe 15 times or so. I always miss the second part. Like I always miss the snatch part of it. And then I don't know what happened, but it just felt good and I was able to make it. Here's Mike doing his pulls. Him and James and Caleb usually, especially in the afternoon sessions, are always like 2 or 3 sets ahead of everybody else. I think it's probably because they don't have anybody else on their platform, but still. Like Mike, I remember, was finished with his jerks by the time me and Trevor and Tim and Sean were starting our jerks, and it was kind of like, how did you get done so fast? But Mike probably does this, as Glenn has said, the best out of anybody. Picks it all the way up and is very slow coming down, even squats it back down to the ground. Whereas, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm one of those that I don't squat it all the way down because it's freaking heavy. I don't want to hold it any longer than I have to. There's Sean. I think this was a PR set for him. I think. Oh, no. He said he wanted to go back down because he kept pressing out 27, but he had a little bit of a press out there too. Like I said, he's a strong squatter. I mean, he's kind of built for squatting there. So anything with a squat involved, he's pretty good at. And then here's Tim. Tim, is, for me personally, like I don't know how some people are, but there's certain lifters I like watching. I look like I'm pregnant right there. Holy Toledo. But anyways, I like watching like other lifters, just see their like movement patterns, whatever. And Tim, I like watching because it doesn't matter what we're doing, what complex, what variation, whatnot. He always is moving the exact same way. certain people, if you put a little bit of a variation in there, there's some difference or minor like adjustment they'll make to their technique or something like that to accommodate the variation. Tim it's not that way. Like, he's very well balanced in terms of his body and everything like that. Like, he doesn't have a lot of weak points, and every movement pattern he has is the exact same. Doesn't matter whether we're going from the blocks, from the hang, doing pulls that are over his heaviest clean and jerk or anything like that. Like, he moves the exact same. Mike kind of does too for the most part, but Mike doesn't count because he's little. And I think Morgan is still dealing with her back injury, just kind of working things back in, so she's doing all her work off the blocks. Yeah, these were like light sets. Like I said, we did 3 sets of 5. We don't want to put you guys to sleep showing all our sets and everything like that. So I don't know how much that was. I was using a lot of yellows that day. So I don't know what these guys are doing wearing pants in the gym, like especially sweatpants. It is so like muggy down there. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how good you are at not sweating. You're gonna get swampy wearing sweatpants in the gym. It gets really muggy. People are giving us crap for having the air on or whatever. For some reason, it used to be a lot colder in there than it is now. Like, our janitor Reggie was trying to be really nice to us. He kept like cranking the air like down, and just kept turning it down and down each day. And then boss man came down and asked why it was so flipping cold in there, and he ended up turning the air off. So for a while there, we didn't have the air on, which is fine. But it just gets really muggy in that gym, as in being down here. That's the one thing I don't like about living in the South. It is muggier than all get out down here. I feel like a polar bear. I only like leave my apartment to go to training or to go get gas in my car. Yeah, see, I don't squat all the way down. Tisk tisk. I don't know if you'd call that a pull, just like a little hump at the end. Try and make it look like I'm doing a pull. I do like that headband though. Oh, I remember. I was trying to figure out why I'm wearing these green shorts. I usually don't wear this for training. It was Premier Duck Dynasty. That's why. That's my salute to Duck Dynasty and the camo. They have a little like digital camo on the side. Laughing at me all you want. This is my shocked face that you're laughing at me. Here's Morgan. She's really actually getting really good at lifting off the blocks. For a while there, she was kind of like double hitching a little bit at her start, and now she's getting really good at just like sitting back and pulling that bar into her hip and finishing the lift. So I think once she starts going to full, once she's 100% healthy, I think she's really going to put up some big numbers leading up to Worlds and hopefully at Worlds. Back on with those lift big, eat big straps. Those things are kind of cool. They got a little like skull and crossbones all over them. I don't know what her shirt says. Oh, it's Puma. Never mind. It's like a cat or some sort. Yeah, and it's really awesome. We have 1 set of jerk blocks right now. It's not a knock on MuscleDriver or anything like that. They have more sets for us. They just didn't make it in there yet. And we had 5 people working in on the 1 set of jerk blocks. And then we got Mike back there stacking up pads because he's the only one short enough to stack up those pads before they kind of waver back and forth. So, 6. I forgot Travis came over here and was working with them too. So, yeah, we had 6 people on 1 set of blocks. So I know Tim and I worked in the rack just because I didn't want to wait around. We didn't want to be there any longer than I had to. Matt's getting really good at locking out his jerks. Just not as many presses. I've hardly seen him press anything out. And then Ryan here. Somebody said in one of the last videos he has like an Akayev looking jerk. I have no idea what that means. All I know is that like when he does heavy attempts, whether it's a snatch or a clean and jerk, I can't watch. So, that was it for the day. Good day. A lot of volume and stuff. Still working on our way up to the American Open. So, hope you enjoyed it.